So my name is Kieran Sontag, and this is my dashboard presentation. First here you can see the mock-up layout, and these are just the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 questions that I am using, and a lot of them are two-sided questions. They're not just one question because each graph can answer a lot more than one question. And as you can see, if you look at this, it's got a button, macros button, linked directly to the dashboard, so you can compare them directly, your mock-up versus your actual dashboard. And this is just a good way to organize your thoughts and your questions before you begin the dashboard. The next slide is the data model map, and this has hyperlinks to each one of these requirements: conditional formatting, data validation, and these are all really most of these aspects were very easy to incorporate. Some of them were a little bit harder, such as the bubble graph or list box that took a little bit more programming to incorporate, but it all makes for a very useful and easy to access and easy to manipulate the data dashboard. And finally, here's the dashboard presentation. It shows the total revenue by quarter up in the top left, and as you can see by the trend line, our sales are increasing year to year and quarter to quarter, and predicts 4 quarters into the future, showing that a year from now our sales will have increased at least 10%. Right next to it I did monthly revenue by year, and that just shows you very clearly how year to year we have increased our sales very, very effectively. In the middle left of this dashboard, I analyzed the salespeople. You have your top 3 and your bottom 3 salespeople in pivot charts, and the filters in the top left of these charts, they'll actually show you US versus UK, so you can see your top and bottom salespeople in the US and in the UK as well. If the filter's off, you can see them overall. And then I just went a step further and compared the top 3 salespeople versus the grand total, just to show how much of a contribution these top 3 salespeople make and how valuable they are to our company. As you can see, they're making up almost 50% of our sales. So that's really a huge indicator of how valuable these top 3 salespeople are to us. Just below that, I broke down each salesperson's sales by product, just to show who's selling which products most frequently and most heavily. And that's also a pivot chart with a slicer. In the slicer, it will just, if you click direct, online, or retail, each one of those buttons will switch the data in the graph to show you their online sales, direct sales, or their retail sales, and that way you can easily switch and see if you wanted to analyze their online sales. And that's actually in units sold. So below that, I went a step further and analyzed their online profit. And there's a drop-down list of each salesperson, and if you click their name, it'll show their online profit. And this is really effective since we're trying to increase our online profit by 20%. We can see which salespeople are performing at a high rate. That is going to contribute to our 20% sales increase. And just below that, I did a conditional formatting table that shows who's performing above average, and they'll be highlighted in green. In the middle of a dashboard, we have I broke down the products and their percentage of the total. And as you can see, while the iPod and MacBook make up about 65% of the sales of units sold, if you look at profit, it's very much more one-sided. The MacBook takes up way more, it makes up way more of our profit, and that blue thermometer chart all the way on the right shows that very clearly. The light blue in the top is the MacBook, and everything below it are all the other products and their profit that they make. And just below that, we have a bullet chart showing our sales goals of 10% overall, and 10% for retail, and 10% for direct, and a 20% increase for online sales. The light blue is 2011, and that's laid out against our 2010 sales, so we can see about how well we're doing at this point, about 5 months into 2011. And it looks as though we will be able to meet our sales goals and hopefully exceed those sales goals. This has been my dashboard presentation. Please enjoy the data.